All right, divine friends, we're about to dive into the full moon reading and breakdown for the full moon that is taking place tomorrow. Now, it is a little bit later than I had wanted to film this, but we're getting to it regardless, good friends. Now, this full moon is taking place in the sign of Scorpio for Western astrology, and it is taking place in the sign of Libra for Eastern/sidereal astrology. Now, I really want to show you guys the charts. Okay. I felt really pulled to do that this week. Now we have, this is the sidereal astrology chart here. Please do not pay attention to the correct screen. Hopefully you guys can still see that with the sun in Aries and the moon in Libra. Now, this is the Western chart with the sun in Taurus and the moon in Scorpio. Now, notice in both of these charts how the planets are aspecting in a way that kind of looks like a sailboat, right? Okay. Now, if we look at this through the lens of sidereal astrology, I feel like it adds to another correspondence of how the energy is laying out. Okay. And that is because the sun is in the sign of Aries, right? And this brings fiery momentum. Okay. The moon is taking place at 1:23 p.m. for Eastern Standard Time. All right. And it is also happening on May 1st, which is Beltane, which is also fiery energy, right? So I feel like that just adds another layer, another correspondence. But regardless, let's go ahead, let's dive in, let's see what this energy is going to look like, all right, and how we need to work with it for our best benefit. Now, calling out to Hecate, Artemis, Selene, the goddesses of the moon and the cosmos. What is the energy that this full moon is going to bring to us down here on Earth? What is the energy this full moon is going to bring to us down here on Earth? Okay. I want to pull one from this deck as well before I flip the cards. Okay. Believe in the impossible. Release. Severance. Abundance. Ooh. New moon in Libra. As well as gibbous moon. You're very close to approaching your goal. Okay, so the energy that I feel like, oh, and we have believe in the impossible blue moon. And actually, we do have a blue moon that is happening at the end of May. Okay, but believe in the impossible. And I feel like things are going to be very different by the time that blue moon comes up at the end of May. I feel like put a note in that, put a bookmark in that, good friends, because I feel like by the time this blue moon comes at the end of the month, things are going to be completely different for us in a good way. Okay. Now, the energy of this full moon is one, I feel like going to be bringing energies to the surface that need to be released, that need to be severed. Okay. But I also feel like that there is a balancing out of these energies. And I'm even feeling like the energies of Venus, of the energies of love, of harmony, kind of trying to work in there a little bit. Okay. But I feel like this is some sort of balancing of the scales to get to that point. So I feel like there is a release that is going to happen that gets us to a point that is balancing, that's going to bring in this harmonic energy. Okay. Now, we have the card of you are very close to achieving your goal as well as abundance. So I do feel like there is even a chance of rainfall of abundance that will be coming in with this full moon as well, good friends. And with this card, while I was looking at it, I heard you are the leader, you are the sword. So I feel like that's something about embodying your empowerment and taking on some sort of role, stepping into empowerment from a place of where loss may have been, defeation, feeling just down. Okay. And I'm feeling the energy of even getting your spark back. Okay. But there is, again, this energy of release that is going to be coming in and needing also to be utilized is what it is that I'm getting. Now, let's go ahead, let's dive in and see how we need to work with this energy for our best benefit, good friends. How is it that we need to be working with our energy under this full moon for the best benefits of our lives? All right. So we have severance once again, strength. Ooh, transition. Your dreams need a practical plan. Surrender to the divine. Nothing is yet set in stone. And I think that it's very interesting, you guys. I want to put it like a little footnote in here before I get into this. I think that it's very interesting that how astrology works, because and how the systems work, because not only in the energy of how the full moon is going to be affecting us, the Libra moon card comes out, right? And how we need to work with this energy, the Taurus moon card comes out. I just wanted to point that out, as far as it doesn't matter what system you're following, the energy that it's still coming out just through a different, like literally through a different lens, a different part of the reading. Okay, but anyways, I digress. Let's get into it. Okay, so your dreams need a practical plan. Severance, strength, transitions, surrender to the divine. Nothing is yet set in stone. Okay, so one, there is severance again that needs to be utilized and taking place, because we need to have the strength to make the transitions to our higher and best selves, good friends. Surrender to where the divine is taking you, because it is not set to you getting there if you are not making the necessary sacrifices. Okay. And I'm getting this within our habits, but also the way that we look at ourselves. We need a practical plan within what it is that the divine is pushing us to, what it is that we want to manifest. We need a practical plan, a practical approach. And when I say practical, I mean practical. I mean not biting off more than you can chew, not taking on too much at one time. And maybe for some of my people, that is something that needs to be severed, thinking that you can take on so much energy. Surrendering to the divine is very important at this time, and where they're telling you you need to be headed. Okay. Now I'm going to wrap this up in this video, maybe probably making a part two, because it is getting to be 10 minutes long.